Dear Squaresoft, or Square Enix, I don't know. Have you guys started the divorce, or are you guys still together? You know how I feel about your relationship. I think that you can do better, Square. Sorry, I didn't write this letter or this YouTube video that is not a letter at all, but I'm using a letter format to make it seem a little bit funnier and a little strange. To belittle your relationship with Enix. I'm writing it to talk about something a little bit more important to me right now. Now, you probably know, based on the 15 Canadian dollar dues that wind up in your account every month, that I have returned to Final Fantasy XIV, and you probably know, based on the number of hours that I've put into it in the last, say, week and a half, that I'm really kind of depressingly enjoying myself. But we need to talk. We need to sit down and have a discussion about something about this magnificent game that I have a serious set of gripes with. You see, a good number of my community members and I have dived back into this game wholeheartedly, and we have come to discover that everything around Final Fantasy XIV is in a miserable state of awfulness. So let's say I want to create an account for Final Fantasy XIV, and I have previous Final Fantasy games that I've registered. Can I just use that account? Fuck no, you sweet summer child. No, you have to create an account on the Mhach station, which manages the subscriptions and stuff. I can live with that. I can live with that. But let's say I want to upgrade my trial of Final Fantasy XIV to a full copy of Final Fantasy XIV. Can I do that through the Square Enix store? Absolutely. Do I need another account for the Square Enix store? I think you know where this is going. Now, let's say I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV for a little while, and hey, it's time to upgrade to Heavensward. I'm excited, and it's an expansion. Everybody says it's great, so it's on sale on Steam. I would like to purchase it on Steam and upgrade my account. Well, too fucking bad, because I bought the original Final Fantasy XIV through the Square Enix store. I have to buy any other version of the game through the Square Enix store. Same goes for Steam. If I buy it through Steam, all of the expansions have to be bought through Steam. Same goes for the PlayStation. If I have a PlayStation version, I can't play on the PC, despite that it all links to the same account. I need separate licenses for each version of the game. What the shit? You know what, I can understand why the PS4 version and the PC version might have problems. I mean, I can't, but I mean, they're different consoles. Whatever, Square, I'll let you write that one off. But the Steam version and the PC version are incompatible with each other. Are you fucking kidding me? This despite the fact that the Steam version and the Square storefront or brick and mortar store version all associate with the same account. It's not like I have to create different accounts. I can log in with the same credentials between them, but you need the license to play the Steam version, and you need the license to play the non-Steam version, and they're separate! And you can't buy expansions for one or the other without having the license for it. But alright, we've got our games purchased, and we have them all downloaded, and we're ready to go, and we've got a couple friends who are also playing the game. Let's say they rolled on a stupid server like XIV North America, which is a legacy server, which is an awful idea. Now, to encourage newer players from joining onto hugely populated servers, and to make sure that server populations try and stay kind of even, Squaresoft enforces a rather interesting form of character blocking. Essentially, they have character creation restrictions based on server activity. If there's too many people online in a server, it will lock the server from new character creation. XIV is a pretty popular server. It's very active, sort of like Gilgamesh and a couple of others. So, hope you don't make the mistake of having friends on that server, because getting on that server is like pulling fucking teeth. Unlike World of Warcraft, where the servers are locked at full, occasionally, some of the servers in Final Fantasy XIV are locked almost 24 hours a day. This means that if you want to play with your friends, you have to wait sometimes until the wee hours of the morning to even create a character. We've had situations where people waited 2 days to get onto server to join us. That's ludicrous! I understand that you need to make sure that server population stays as equal as possible somehow, but this is insanity. I mean, people like to play together with their friends in MMORPGs. Even goddamn Final Fantasy XI at least had world passes. This time you have to stay up all night trying to roll a character on a server so you can play with your friends. Putting together our Discord free company has been torture. We had to have people watching those servers in Australia so that we had time. This wouldn't be a huge issue if it was just like big, huge servers like XIV and Gilgamesh, but the Primal server group, the server group which XIV is a part of, usually has about 2 to 3 servers open at a time during, evenings and weekends. Unless you're willing to create your character at 1 in the afternoon on a Monday or 2 in the morning, you'll find your options incredibly limited. Once you've sat down and decided which retailer you want to be married to for the duration of your enjoyment of Final Fantasy XIV, then either set up your multiple Square Enix accounts or just downloaded it on Steam like a sensible person and only created one Square Enix account. Then set your timer to wake up at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday in order to roll your character on the server that your friends are playing on. You're in for a great time, because Final Fantasy XIV, don't get me wrong, is a fantastic experience. The game itself is great. Beyond great. It's one of my favorite MMORPGs, probably my second favorite MMORPG to exist. But everything surrounding this game is an unintuitive clusterfuck. Like, it's atrocious. The lengths we've had to go to play on the same server together have been ridiculous, and the problems that have come up because of it are insanity. The Steam sale broke over the weekend, and somebody realized that literally 12 hours before the Steam sale broke, he had purchased Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. So he decided to return it and rebuy it, something that Square Enix's terms of service doesn't even touch, and something that Steam, in fact, recommends that you do and puts as their first option in Steam refunds, but had his account perma-banned so that he could not re-enter a new registration key and now has to go through Square's services to deal with. I understand that this is a thing about dealing with illegitimate key buyers and resellers, people deactivating their accounts so they could resell their registration key, but why can't you just ban the registration key and allow somebody to keep their fucking account? I don't get it. There's a lot of problems with the systems around Final Fantasy XIV, and getting into Final Fantasy XIV is kind of a nightmare, especially if you want to get into it with friends, with a community that you've already got established. It's insanity. So Squaresoft, if you're listening, and I really hope you are, there are some things that you can do to fix this system. Universalize your login so that all 3 of your services have the same account. That can't be difficult. A little bit of web design can get that fixed. Maybe you should make sure you have a download link to the video game on the Mog Station profile. Not all of us have CDs or Steam. Some of us bought it digitally through you guys. Having to Google a link to download the game is absurd. Implementing a system that allows people to roll on the same server together would also make it so much easier. You have a referral program, so clearly you want people to play together and bring their friends, but making characters on the same server can sometimes be just a nightmare. So these systems could go a long way to making Final Fantasy XIV even more palatable, because there's a great game there. It's like gold, covered in shit. It's ridiculous. And while you're at it, if you could free up a couple of houses on Excalibur NA so that we could buy ourselves a guild house, that'd be super sweet of you. That'd be awesome. But thank you very much for reading this. With love, the Orange Hatter.